Welcome into another video where we're going through and testing all the weapons inside of MW3 to see how viable these weapons are for us to be using within our MW3 Zombies game mode. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the MW2 weapons. So if you're new around here and you like everything Call of Duty Zombies, make sure you are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself. As well, down below in the description you will find the link for my streams, and I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stream everything from MW3 Zombies to custom zombies and have a ton of fun over there. Would love to see you all come and hang out. Now before we dive into anything today, I wanted to get everybody ready for tomorrow, which is Season 5 Reloaded. And for Season 5 Reloaded, we are getting our final Zombies update. So you can see here we've got some new weapons, we've got a Dark Ether Rift, we've got a story mission, and we've got schematics to get to. So in order to set the tone, let's have a look at the trailer that they provided for Season 5 Reloaded Zombies, the final story mission. So descend into the Dark Ether one last time alongside Dr. Jensen and Ravenov. Sever the connection between Ava and the entity to stop the Dark Ether from seeping into the exclusion zone. Traverse the new area using Ethereum launch pads while fighting off enemies and initiating the final boss battle. Operators who complete the narrative-driven final story mission will be rewarded with a cinematic conclusion as well as the first piece needed to access the new Dark Ether Rift. New repeatable Dark Ether Rift. Seek out the remaining pieces to access the repeatable rift and face the challenges within to earn powerful rewards.
What is this place?
Sorry, strike team. You'll need to find your own way up. She's close now. I can feel her.
I have never seen anything like that.
This ends now. Show yourself.
I, for one, am so super pumped to dive in and check out this new story mission and the new Dark Ether area that is coming to Season 5 Reloaded myself. I'm super excited for that. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the trailer and what you think about the final story mission coming for Season 5 Reloaded tomorrow. Now, we also get 3 brand new schematics, and the 3 new schematics are as follows. The Disciple Bottle. In need of a helping hand, activate this schematic to spawn a friendly disciple that follows and helps your operator by brain-rotting zombies and teleporting when needed. Grenade Bandolier. Bombard and with the enemy with your lethal and tactical equipment using this schematic that replenishes the items over time. The schematic's effects remain for the entire match, so keep up the pressure. Stash increase. Head into battle with everything you need and more by increasing your stash size to 30. Use the extra carrying capacity to further loot up in anticipation of major battles ahead. So those 3 schematics sound pretty interesting. I'm intrigued about the Disciple Bottle, as that was one that I mentioned that I would love to see inside of the game. So I'm pretty intrigued to see that one. The grenade recharge one sounds pretty cool. I'd like to see if that works on Casimirs, monkey bombs, etc. I think that'll be really cool to see. So I'm excited for those schematics to see how they work out. And of course, stash size to 30 is definitely a plus. Also, we're getting some brand new weapons for Season 5 Reloaded, which I am really excited to check out and review them both. So we're going to be getting a spear that looks like you can throw it and then pick it back up. So we'll have a look at that right here. This is what the spear looks like. It's just a shot that they provided for us. And then there's going to be a compound bow that is going to have different types of arrowheads. So that sounds pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to check those out. Now, something I picked up in today's trailer that I feel can help us all get ready to open up our Dark Ether portal for Season 5 Reloaded. So I'm going to show you guys an image on screen now, and I believe that in this image in the trailer it shows us our Season 4 story mission items, as there is the perforated target and the mirror. So I believe that we're going to need to have all of our Season 4 story mission items upgraded in order to be able to open up the new Dark Ether Rift. So let me know what you guys think about that down below. To be prepared, just in case, might as well go knock out the story mission and upgrade those 4 items, have them in our stash so that we are ready for Season 5 Reloaded when it drops. Now, speaking of Black Ops 6, I do want to mention that I have yet to hear from our Standard Edition Black Ops 6 giveaway winner, Happy Kush Bush has yet to get in touch with me. So if you're watching this video, make sure you join the Zhordecommunity Discord. The link for that is in the description down below. And DM me once you're in there so that we can get in touch and I can sort out your copy of Black Ops 6 Standard Edition on any platform of your choice. Now in today's video, we're going to be going through and doing something I truly enjoy doing, and it is a viewer suggestion. Unfortunately, I don't have the comment. I don't know where it went. I was unable to track it down for using the submachine gun, the BAS-P. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the BAS-P submachine gun, taking that through all 3 tiers, taking on bounty contracts all the way through. So hopefully by the end of today's video, number 1, you're ready and prepared for Season 5 Reloaded Zombies. Number 2, you have a good feel for how the BAS-P performs inside of your Modern Warfare 3 Zombies game. And by the end of the video, you should be able to make up your mind on whether or not the BAS-P is a weapon that's a viable option for you to be running inside of your game. So without further ado, let's dive into the BAS-P review video today. Welcome into today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly do appreciate that. Now today we're going to take a look at a viewer suggestion. A few of you have mentioned this one in the comments, which is the BAS-P assault rifle. So we are definitely going to be running that through today. I'm kind of excited to test this weapon out and see how it performs. It's been a while since I've used this, so it's definitely not one of my most used weapons inside of the game. Now, if you're new to the channel around here, when I spawn in and do my weapon testing videos, we spawn in and put all of my perks on with no additions to the weapon to make it any stronger. So no pack-a-punch, no tools, and no ammo mods. The only addition I do run on every single match is, as a mouse and keyboard player, I run Deadshot Daiquiri for the little bit of extra critical damage that it does provide. So we go off and grab our first bounty contract of the day inside of tier 1, and we got ourselves a Mimic. So we're going to go on and take this Mimic bounty contract on with this BAS-P at white rarity, just the base weapon with no additions to it whatsoever. And when I was able to see the critical damage that it was doing to the Mimic, I could tell that this weapon was going to be fairly strong. Seeing it perform really well against our first bounty contract of the day, just at base rarity with no additions to the weapon, I was pretty impressed with how much damage this SMG was handling and dishing out. So I was kind of excited. We knocked off that first bounty contract, got a self-revive out of there, napalm burst schematic, and a perk that I didn't need. So the next thing to do was to go off and visit the pack-a-punch machine to increase the damage output on this SMG. And this is me right here realizing that I forgot to melee the pack-a-punch machine to keep my camo. Yeah, so that happened. So we're running pack camo today and not the synthwave one I had on. That was a much cooler, I feel. Anyway, now that we have increased the damage output on the SMG to Pack-a-Punch 1, still white rarity, no tools and no ammo mods, we go off and we're going to pick up our second bounty contract of the day inside of tier 1 and see what we get to take on. And it's going to be a Mangler. I was collecting self-revives at an alarming rate today. I wasn't sure what the game was trying to tell me, but they did come in handy. So stick through the entire video so you can see where I was able to use those self-revives I'd been picking up along the way. So here we are. We got our Mangler bounty contract, our second one inside of tier 1. Took that on at white rarity, just Pack-a-Punch with no ammo mods. And definitely impressed with the damage output. So it's time to throw on legendary tool, pack 1, and an ammo mod, and go off and find our final bounty contract of the day inside of tier 1. And I like to do these ones feeling incredibly overpowered for the damage output we have versus the damage that this bounty contract is going to have. So we picked up our third and final bounty contract of the day inside of tier 1, and it was a Mangler that stood 0 chance against us. I'm telling you, I love to do these bounty contracts like this. So strong. Then it was off to grab another bounty contract inside tier 2 this time, and I did not want to increase any damage output on this SMG. Just wanted to take it into tier 2, being pack 1, legendary with my ammo mod, and see how well this SMG is going to perform with a bounty contract inside of tier 2. And we got another self-revive. I swear, the game's telling me something. Here, see, you're going to need a whole bunch of these for today's run. But we got a Disciple inside of tier 2, and we're only pack 1 legendary, and I was impressed with how easy it was to handle this Disciple bounty contract inside of tier 2, only being pack 1 on this SMG. Definitely not a struggle at all to dish out the damage. You can see the critical shots and the damage it is doing to the Disciple's health bar as we just eviscerate that bounty contract inside of tier 2, being only pack 1. I was really impressed We got another perk out of that one, which was awesome to see. So it was off to go visit Pack-a-Punch and increase the damage output on my weapon. And on the way to Pack-a-Punch, we got the notification that there was a player down in the area. So I definitely like to try and help out as many people as I can in game. So we went and cleared out all of the riffraff that was in the area, got our player back up on their feet, and I was able to get rid of some of the self-revives I had accumulated in my run so far, so he can get back up, or they can get back up, and they've got 2 self-revives good to go. So now it was time to visit Pack-a-Punch inside of Tier 2. We're going to increase the damage output on this SMG one more time. So we now are legendary Pack-a-Punch level 2 with an ammo mod on here. And it's time to go and find another bounty contract inside of Tier 2 and see how this SMG is going to perform on a bounty contract inside of Tier 2, in that we now are Pack-a-Punch 2 legendary with an ammo mod. So we're putting out a bunch more damage now. So I wanted to see how this is going to handle a bounty contract with the extra damage. Play a little peekaboo, shoot the mimic through the door. Hello, come on out. And our mimic in Tier 2 came at us, and no issue at all. I mean, just look at that. That was completely easy to do with this SMG. Absolutely awesome to see. Got another self-revive out of the deal. I tell you, the game was telling me something today. So seeing how this has performed across our bounty contracts inside of Tier 1, across our bounty contracts inside of Tier 2, I was eager to dive into Tier 3, visit the Wonder Fizz machine like I always do when I drop into Tier 3, grab the rest of the perks, so we have all of the perks inside of MW3 Zombies for our run, and then, wander into Tier 3 and see how this SMG is going to perform. I did not want to put on my PAP 3 crystal yet. I wanted to see how it handled some crowd control. Unfortunately, the rituals were all taken when I got into Tier 3 today, but that's not so bad. So I rounded up a bunch of zombies here inside of Tier 3, and I wanted to show you guys some crowd control here, being Pack-a-Punch level 2 with an ammo mod, Shatter Blast, and a legendary tool on this SMG, and show you how well it performs inside of Tier 3, being only Pack-a-Punch level 2 to deal the crowd control. Excuse me. And you can see right here on screen, like, we're not having any issue whatsoever. Tac stance makes this shoot like just an absolute laser beam. Truly amazing. This SMG is definitely one that dishes out a ton of damage, and I would recommend that we all give it a shot inside of our Zombies game mode for sure. I mean, you can see the damage right there. The carnage was real. So at this point, I wanted to throw on my Pack-a-Punch 3 crystal. We are now max damage on the SMG. I managed to get a smallish kind of group here inside of Tier 3 to see how it handled some crowd control. Wasn't too many, but definitely noticed the damage increase dealing with the crowd compared to when it was Pack-a-Punch level 2. That is something I definitely noticed and felt inside of my game. Feeling incredibly confident with this SMG, so I wanted to go see George, the Guardian of the Arches. But he's not here. George, where did you go? Chat, where did you put George? I need to know. Let me know. Anyway, there was a bounty contract nearby, so we went and picked that up since George was being uncooperative. And we wanted to try and grab a Mega Abomination bounty contract to show you how strong this SMG is. However, the game decided that a Disciple was a better option for me to show you how this weapon performs inside of Tier 3. So, let's go ahead and complete a Disciple contract inside of Tier 3 using this SMG. Now, this fight in particular took a lot longer, surely because of the riffraff in the area, the zombies that were getting increased health from our Disciple, and the zombies he was summoning in during the fight made this Disciple fight take a lot longer. I feel like the damage output on this SMG honestly wasn't really shown effectively here. As you can see, when I hit the critical shots, the Disciple's health bar just immediately starts to drop. Just truly awesome damage on this SMG. So, but there is a downside. I want to mention it, so we're being open and honest about the weapons here on the channel. I did find the reserve ammo to be a bit of an issue in this weapon for sure. I was constantly having to keep my eyes open for ammo from the zombies, keeping my eyes open for ammo caches in the area so that I could go get some more ammo if need be. So I definitely did notice that the reserve ammo on the BAS-P is very low to be running zombies. Possibly could be better with mags of holding, but I still feel that's not going to increase your reserve ammo size. So so you're going to have kind of the same issue that I was having in my game. So this weapon is definitely a viable one to be using inside of our Zombies game mode, based on the damage output, the maneuverability. It is a very solid weapon. It is a ton of fun to use. However, the downside, and to me it was a pretty major one, was the reserve ammo size is very low. So as you can see here, we ran out of ammo I think 3 or 4 times during our fight with the Disciple, and completely out of bullets at the end of that fight again, which was a reoccurring theme using this weapon inside of tier 3. The damage output on this is amazing. It's definitely strong enough to handle things inside of tier 3 for damage, definitely, but the reserve ammo is definitely really low. Now I wanted to make my way back over to Zhorde, the guardian of the arches, and he was here. So it's time to fight. Zhorde, it's time to fight. Let's go. He was ready, and at one point I don't think I've seen that many crawlies come out of Zhorde while in this location on the scaffolding. It was crazy. I've seen, there were so many. I think there was like 5 or 6. It was absolutely nuts. But here we are again, like I always do, trying to deal with Mega Abomination. Is I will try and clear out as much of the riffraff, the zombies around the area as I can before engaging with the Mega Abomination, so that I can focus fire in on the critical shots, which is the open mouths. And you can see the damage we're able to dish out to Zhorde right here is absolutely substantial. And the crawlies are coming. The crawlies are coming. Just wait. There's so many of them. Also, a pro tip for Mega Abominations inside of Tier 3. Equip thermites, and when you hit a thermite into the mouth... Look at the crawlies right there. Look at how much those stairs were electrified. That was crazy. Okay, back to the tip. Thermites, if you throw them at a Mega Abomination's open mouth, one thermite should take off that head. So definitely awesome to be using when you're fighting Mega Abominations. So make sure you're equipping thermites if you're going in and your goal is to take on some Mega Abominations. Something I recommend and I use when dealing with Zhorde and other Mega Abomination bounty contracts. So standard HVT, we have a Mimic in the area, and you can see this weapon does not struggle to dish out the damage at all. It is definitely not a weak point on this SMG is the damage output. No, it is the ammo reserve. But I mean, we're dishing out an absolute boatload of damage to Zhorde right here. You can tell he's already got 2 mouths done. He's got his last one left, firing up another laser attack at me. The riffraff came and I missed my thermite throw. I was so upset with myself right there. I felt like I could have finished off Zhorde right there with that 1 thermite. Anyway, we played ring around the building, and then Zhorde fired up his laser attack, which allowed me to finish off Zhorde, the guardian of the arches. And we used the thermite to show you guys just how effective they are right there to finish off Zhorde. Definitely an awesome weapon. It wasn't much of a struggle to deal with Zhorde today inside of Tier 3 using this SMG, which is awesome. So another viable option to see. Now I went and grabbed another bounty contract as I was trying to show us a Mega Abomination and see how it would perform against the Mega Abomination, but the game was not cooperating. Today it was giving me Tier 3 Disciple bounty contracts. So in an effort to try and show you guys a lot of different situations and how this weapon performs inside of Tier 3, inside of your Zombies game mode, so you have a really good feel, we went ahead and showed the majority of this fight with the Disciple. There was a ton of riffraff in the area. There was another Disciple that joined in the fight. There is an absolute boatload of zombies with, you know, buffed up health from the 2 Disciples in the area, 1 the bounty contract, 1 a standard HVT. But the ammo is definitely something you'll notice me kind of struggling with during this Disciple bounty contract right here. I feel confident in the damage I'm able to dish out with this weapon. Again, it's just the constant reloading and the constant looking for ammo as you run out is definitely one of the things that I noticed, and can kind of hinder you sometimes when dealing with your bounty contracts if you don't have full ammo nearby. But I mean, standard HVTs, like you saw with that Disciple, the standard HVT Disciple, they get wrecked almost super fast, almost instantly with this SMG. And our standard HVT Disciple here was healing off of me and buffing it. Oh my goodness, I hate Disciples. This fight shows you exactly why. They spawn, they heal, It's just so annoying. And here we are again, out of ammo. So I was trying to find, you know, just constantly running over the zombies that I killed to try and pick up some ammo. While I'm running over to try and find more ammo, this disciple is constantly siphoning his health back off of me and summoning in more zombies and beefing up. So this fight was taking just way too long for how much damage that this weapon can do to a disciple. If there was, you know, a lot less congestion around the area when I'm dealing with the disciple, I feel like this fight would have been way faster. So we pushed through over here to where the ammo cache was, which allowed me to throw decoys to keep the congestion at bay. And once I was able to do that, you were really able to see just how well this SMG excels at taking out bounty contracts inside of your zombies games in the high threat zone. I mean, this was definitely awesome to see. We've got armored zombies in the area. We're able to control them with the decoys. And then when the decoys timed out, I just kept my line of fire on my bounty contract. And if a zombie got in the way, then he got taken out as we go. And right there, we finished off that disciple. So definitely this is a viable weapon to be using inside of our games. It's definitely one that's going to help with movement. Got a nice legendary tool, self-revive out of that bounty contract, which was I was happy to see. And then I did something which I never usually do, was I requested to join a squad, as there was really not many contracts available. They had a raid weapon stash, so I figured I'd join up and get, you know, some more loot out of the raid weapon stash. I joined at the good time too, because there was like 90% done, so that was awesome. I got in just at the end of the raid weapon stash, which they completed, and then I checked the rift, and I got really lucky. I got another self-revive. I swear, the game's trying to say something like, Z, you're gonna need a bunch of these. Like, what are you trying to tell me here, MW3 Zombies? Anyway, we took that self-revive and put it in, replaced the sentry turret, and then I noticed that someone had dropped a PAP 2 crystal on the ground from the team. So I figured I would pick that up and jump in and throw that in my stash. And then it was time to make my way over to Pack-a-Punch, because I wanted to Pack-a-Punch the Scorcher and show you guys how to fly. So I left the squad to show you guys how to use the Scorcher and how I use it to fly. I'm not sure if this is the best method for flying with the Scorcher, but this is exactly how I do it. You need to have a Pack-a-Punch so you have the extra ammo count. So what we're going to do is we're going to ping our exfil, and it's about 1,400 meters away, and we're going to fly there. So you Scorcher up in the air once, Scorcher up in the air twice, Scorcher up in there for the third time, and this time it's going to launch you forward. Once you're at your highest peak, pull your chute, then cut your chute. You should have your Scorcher still out. Hold down the launch button while you're falling, and it should just launch you back up in the air like this. And once again, you're going to get to your highest point. You're going to pop your chute and relaunch again with your Scorcher. Make sure it is out when you first start Scorchering, and you can see just how fast you can travel across the map and make up room when flying like this with the Scorcher. This is how a lot of people are maneuvering around the map super fast. This is how a lot of people are firing off into tier 3 super quick to be able to take advantage and get those rituals before anybody else. So I wanted to take an opportunity to kind of teach you all and show you all just how you all can fly inside of MW3 Zombies using the Scorcher. So definitely an awesome run. Let me know if you already know how to fly with the Scorcher inside of MW3 in your comment section down below. I'd love to hear how many of you already know how to do that. And as far as this weapon goes, definitely an awesome choice. Definitely, I feel like it does need some more ammo in the reserve to make it an even better option. But as it stands, with the damage output, definitely a viable option to be using inside of our Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. So this is the build that I used for today's video. Again, there should be some room to move on my build if you're aiming to have it more from mobility and speed. And the camo that is on there was from the Get Higher event, and it is the Synth Bust camo. There is no blueprint today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for Season 5 Reloaded.